Now in the entrepreneur, நிறைய பேர் entrepreneur நாங்க. We have couple of entrepreneurs in our group and trustees-லயும் இருக்காங்க. We have what we call as a serial entrepreneur, Mr.SHANKAR, who has come all the way from US. He will share his experiences and also give piece of advice. He is a mentor also. So yaar seriously ninga enterprise ஆரம்பிக்கணும் என்ன பண்ணனும்னா you can always get in touch with Trust and Shankar Rao.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. You have great speakers. நாம் அரகுறை பேசுறேன் தமிழ் இங்கிலீஷும் ஃபுல் தமிழ் வராது நம்மளுக்கு இப்போ ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு போய் great speakers. Thank you so much. I have some association with each one of them on the functions. அவங்க சொன்னாங்க counseling, counseling before you go to college, helping the students, and I do that and we do that in organization, young entrepreneurs, university students, ladies, mentor பண்றோம். Mentoring about that. And most probably before they get the job or during the job, what they want to do. So school 10th ஆரம்பிச்சு we do it all the way till they're entrepreneurs. So we do some mentoring, all that. நீங்க சொன்ன the ChatGPT, all the technology, I invest in all these companies. I have shares in ChatGPT companies. I'm an investor, so I have a lot of companies I'm involved in. Up to date on technology, that's very important for everybody. Okay, so that's important. உங்களுக்கு I'll come next last. இவர் சொன்னது finance. We started as engineers. Engineering எப்போ விட்டாச்சு, but all my business, everything is finance. That's very important. You have to know the fundamentals. I still keep fighting schools. They should teach accounting, bookkeeping, how to handle a checkbook. I love school like a thorough because the kids don't know anything, how to manage money when they get in credit card, bank account, everyone open பண்றது. How do you do all that? So அதெல்லாம் I insist on that. In the last, I'll come to yours. I'm so proud to say, my father was a very successful businessman, but he died when I was in my second year. Some of your friends, my friends know, and he had a lot of loans, a lot of issues. So theoretically, they asked me to quit my education and go for work. So I didn't. I had passion because my dad had told me I wanted to be an engineer. So I took loans and scholarships. Those days, trust very difficult. Luckily, the TVS group was there, some Lakshmi Finance was there. So I had gone every week. I completed my education that way. So loans wangi, scholarship wangi. A lot of my friends didn't know that. But a lot of, when the world, all India tour ponanga, I couldn't go because I didn't have money. I bought my first pant, first shirt, first watch, everything with my own money. And basically my life was that. And same thing when I wanted to go to the US. So because I liked more management and computers, I did some computer courses in my 4th and final year. So I wanted to go to the US. Work panna, but other loans were there, obligations, nalakka, yarum kalyanam agala. So we had a lot of issues. My mom was not working, but she was a strong woman. But luckily my sisters were strong. They all worked. Then third marriage, then I decided to go to the US. I took a loan from my grandmother. I had a motorcycle. I loved motorcycles, so I did buy a motorcycle on a loan. And my grandmother came with me to the bank. Motorcycle. So came to the bank and told the manager, so she gave me ticket money and 4,000 rupees. That is nothing in dollars. But I went to that money to the US. So immediately I started selling myself. Within 2 days, I told my head of the department that I convinced him that I'm a great guy for computer science. I know everything. I'm going to keep a test now. Oh yeah, I'll try the test now. Then I wrote the test and I got full scholarship for 12 months. They paid me $400 a month to do my master's computer science. I had admissions from all the top universities because I was a good student. But I couldn't go to any of the top universities because after 2 years the admission they canceled because you didn't come. Because those days they didn't give that many scholarships. So I couldn't go because finally one university accepted me and said, okay, you come, we'll pay for something. Full I survived and I worked hard. But then my father's blood was in me, entrepreneur blood. So 1983 I started my first company. And so on and so forth. I started 6 companies, sold all of them. I invested in a lot of companies. I mentor people. But I'm proud to say I stood on my own 2 feet. I wouldn't say my father, yeah, he worked hard, he made money, but he lost money too. My mother didn't work, but she supported him all the while. And we were strong and brave. and stood together. I have 5 sisters, 4 older, 1 younger. All of them got married. They're all successful. Luckily, one thing I always believed was education. My father believed in it. He said, every sister of mine is educated, master's degree. They're all professionally qualified. Ellar padichanga. And me and my brother, we also said we have to study. And my father wanted a PhD in the family. And I didn't have the passion for PhD. My younger son, my brother is a PhD in family. And he dedicated the thesis to me and my father. So basically, education is the key. Without education, you're not going anywhere. And be proud of where you come from, proud of what you are. I didn't tell. Some people knew, nobody knew my family situation. Because naturally we are shy, we don't want to tell people, because ego, we have a lot of ego, right? It's very difficult. I only started telling that after I became successful. And some of them sort of knew, and they knew where I came from, but it's very difficult. We lived rich, but we are poor. Okay? So don't be worried about your status. There are trust foundations like this which will help you. Focus in your studies, focus in education. That's very, very, very important. And again, all the words which you heard, all these, this is what I used to say. She's already said everything. Success is a journey, self-motivation, passion. These are all words we use all the time. You have to do that. You have to have all these. You can probably listen to her more because she's from here and it can help you with all that. But I do it in the US. And I'm also dealing with entrepreneurs all over the world. I'm a chair of a global organization, 57 chapters throughout the world. I'm the chair of that organization now, which is the highest honor you can get. So this organization has 30 years old. It's all made up of entrepreneurs, successful people. The board of trustees, Narayanamurthy was there. I'm on the board of trustees. I'm the chair of this board this year. So I'm not rich by any chance anyway, but the stature I've achieved. I've been traveling for the past 4 weeks all over the country, all over India. I've been to 12 chapters throughout the country, right from Delhi. Delhi, the person who started Delhi chapter is a Padma Shri awardee. He started NASCOM. He started the India Angel Network. They're all big shots. They all talk to me. I sit with them and talk to them. So that is all possible because of my education, my passion for what I do, my commitment for what I do. Not for where I came from. It's you make the difference. You have to do it yourself. You have to work hard. You have to have passion in what you do, enjoy what you do, whatever the field may be. Engineer, doctor, non-engineering person, I don't use engineering at all. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do it with passion. Be fully committed. That's very, very important. Talking about entrepreneurship, so I've been Udaipur, Jaipur, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. They call it tier 1, tier 2 cities. I've been to every city talking to entrepreneurs, talking to big, rich people and entrepreneurs. The passion or the energy in India is one of the best in the whole world. For your information, as I said, I have 57 chapters. 22 in North America, 24 in India, Japan, Germany, Europe, Singapore. I was in Singapore last week. All over the world, everybody is looking up to India. We are in a fantastic position. I told the youngsters, which I'll tell you guys, I'm so jealous of you. I wish I were younger. I wish I was in India. Unfortunately, I'm old. I'm in the US. Everybody wants to invest in India. Everybody thinks India is the next future. First time in 4 years, I see innovation happening in India. Whatever we do, service industry, passion. The companies I see in India, unbelievable products. ChatGPT, a lot of things are happening in India. The medical thing, they're happening, yes, with some help from other countries, but we are doing it here. Every project, or Indian pinadi. So we used to say, right, for every successful man, there's a woman behind. For every successful company, there's a couple of Indians behind. That's the status here. Look at Microsoft, look at Google. Indians make the biggest. I don't know whether you guys listen to all these other things, but Modi has done a very good job. There's one Mr. Bagla, who's a Startup India, Invest India, or a speech getter. I listened to it 3 times. I'm not even an Indian. I'm an American citizen. I'm an American, but I listened to it. It's such a fantastic speech. India's GDP rate number 5, it's going to go number 4. Number 1 in startups. Number 1 startups, entrepreneurs, that's India. The money invested, India is coming. India will be the second or third largest economy in the next few years. And we can be number 1, which is, nothing is stopping us. 1 in 5 employee in the world is going to be an Indian. 1 in 5 in the whole world. The youngest population in the world is Indians. So China is nothing to us. We are the biggest. We are growing because of domestic demand. And people are looking up for innovation. I get every day people tell me, I want to put $20 million, $50 million in India. Can you tell me where to put? There's so much money people want to put in India because they trust us. They believe in us. One thing I see lacking in South India, in Chennai and other places, is lack of enthusiasm. I'm a South Indian, but I see what do you call it, self-esteem, or bayam. Something is there among South Indians. South India, Madras mainly. I was in Bangalore 2 days ago. Udaipur, Jaipur, Delhi, Kolkata, I've been to every city. That's missing here. The energy is, you should have more energy. Youngsters, more entrepreneurs. Think of entrepreneurship. Think of what? Or think, you can't become an entrepreneur tomorrow, but at least look out for that. Innovative. Look at all the products you talked about. What is the chat GPT? What is that? Learn from them. So data science, medical field. So you don't need to be an engineer or a computer science guy. You can be anything. But focus, read, listen to people like this, go do research. There's so much. India is going to be going forward. So don't be left out. Because you're one of the 5, everyone, you're one of the 5 employees, and you could be a business people. You can be anything you want. Make sure that you keep yourself informed. Okay? Do it with passion. Learn whatever you can. Even at least for your own sake, you still can be an employee. Nothing wrong with that, because we need employees to run companies. Okay? And entrepreneurs' life is not easy. Who are saying entrepreneurs is not easy at all. You're a slave to your employees. Your customer, you're dependent on your customers. It's not easy. It's very difficult. But it's also satisfying. Very self-satisfying gratification. Oh, it's very good. So having said all this, let's say, you can be successful or not successful. You'll be successful as an employee, entrepreneur, whatever it is. You're going to make money. You're going to have fun in life, enjoy life, respect your parents, respect your friends. Friendship is something really interesting and important. So having said all that, you should focus on giving back to the society. You don't need to give money. Give your time. So even your time, volunteering, helping others, giving advice, and then giving money if you have money. Give back to the society. That is something, there's so much you get out of it. It's indirect. You won't get something immediately. There's so much you believe in giving. Giving it has to be taught to the children. Giving is so important in life. Make sure you give. And that's what our trust does, education. I believe in educating women very, very strong. We have a program for Thai women, a program for women entrepreneurs. But women, luckily we survived. Even though I took scholarships, I survived my own. I used to fight with my mom. But my family ran on whose income? My sisters who went to work, who made money, supported them. I stood on my own 2 feet, but there were 7 of us, 6 of us in the house that were supported by my sisters. So luckily they were educated. AGS office, now they were able to work in banks, and it's because they were educated. So women education is very important. I'm very passionate about that. There's a small saying, you give education to a man, he'll feed the family. You give education to a woman, she'll feed the village. That's what they say. So that is true. So they can feed because they give. Women give more than men. Women give love to the children, love to people around them. That is our culture. So women give a lot more. So I'm passionate about women education. Hopefully we'll support more women. Please tell your friends who wants to apply, they should apply to our fund. Last but not least, I would like to thank the trustees. It's not a one-man organization. Remember Ramesh said 0.5%. I live in the US. I don't have any time. I don't come. I come here once a year, meet people. But the real work is done by these people here. These people do the job. Right from selecting candidates, talking to the principals, interviewing the candidates, talking to the parents, paperwork, sending the money, everything is done by these guys. So you should thank them. So I give whatever I can give, but these people give more than that. And these are the people we should be thankful of. Okay? So lastly, thank you so much. Thanks to all the students, parents, donors, and the trustees, and the speakers. Thank you so much. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Shankar, for the wonderful speech. ஒரு living role model entrepreneurs, those who wanted to be entrepreneurs, you've seen a living role model. Okay. Now, before we go to the vote of thanks, one or two things are there which we'll finish. Can we? Special in the comment. We'd like to honor. Maitri Sridhar runs a trust called Maitri Educational and Charitable Trust, which is again in education. He educates nearly about 300 students every year. And we have principals from Sarada Vidyalaya. Can you just come over? Sorry. Mrs. Shanti, HM of, from Sarada Vidyalaya, T Nagar. Mrs. Rama from Burkitt Road, Sarada Vidyalaya. Thank you so much. You have been a great support to us. And there were two requests. One is to Venkatesh. And the Pattam magazine, specific, can you send some 10 copies to the trust so that we distribute to Prasad Mari Kayatadilla. So, so we distribute to the schools, number one. And number
Parents also wants to see, sir.
parents? அதுதான் 10 கேட்டிருக்கோம் நிச்சயமாக உண்டு பிரசாத்க்கு ஃபஸ்ட்டாக உண்டு. Then next one is Mr. Chandrasekhar has given a gentleman's mail ID, Mr. Sharma. There's a person, one Mr. Sharma, who's ready to help students in need. I have the mail ID and I will share it in the WhatsApp group, students WhatsApp group. And I will also take formal permission from all the speakers that I'll be sharing their numbers with the students, if it is okay with you. And you can contact them for any of your guidance or requiremements, anything, anytime. Okay, thank you. Now I request Mr. Karunagaran to come over, Trustee, for vote of thanks.
Good morning, good afternoon to one and all. And on behalf of our trust and myself, I thank Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, Chairperson Rajalakshmi Education Institute, who has readily accepted our invitation to be present here and as a chief guest. It's a very small gathering. We were worried whether this befits her stature. I thank Mr. Venkatesh, editor, Pattam section of the daily newspaper, Dinamalar, for his address to this gathering. I do not know whether the students benefited, but we really benefited. There are so many latest subjects available around. We are all become very old in that section. Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh. And I thank Mrs. Pechi Kannan for her inspirational speech to the students. And actually it moved all of us, I mean, particularly the trustees. Really, we should appreciate her perseverance, and she has come a very long way in her life. And all the students should take inspiration from her. Thank you once again, ma'am. And I thank Mr. TCA Srinivasa Prasad, former Director Finance Steel Authority of India, for his career guidance speech to our students. Incidentally, he is our schoolmate and a close friend of 60 years. I thank Mr. Shankar, our founder trustee, for his unstinted support in all respects to the trust. Also for his special speech to the budding entrepreneurs, to the students. Of course, he is associated with all of the trustees for the past 50 years. We are friends for 50 years. To be very specific, 53 years corrected. I also thank all the donors, and most of the donors, they don't want their names to be spelled or announced like that. So I generally thank all the donors supporting us and the students. Without their support, we couldn't have helped these deserving students. So once again, I thank all the donors. I thank the students and their parents who are here to make this event successful. I thank engineer M. Saravanan, who is helping us in the administration of our trust day-to-day activities and taking care of the upkeep of the trust office and all those things. And I thank the secretary of the Alumni Club, this place, Mr. Rajamanikam, and manager Subramaniam, and other staff of this club for splendid arrangements to this meet. Special thanks to the caterer, Mr. Shivaji, who has taken special interest to provide us a splendid lunch. All is waiting, and he has taken a very special interest. We have given some orders and he has included his own menu, and he wanted the lunch to be very good. I thank our auditors for their timely help in getting the due clearances from the government, and getting the clearance. Ma'am Tangam Meganadan has explained a lot. Of course, our auditors helped us in running this trust smooth. I thank all the trustees for their continued support. If I miss somebody in this whole event and the trust, I thank you, them also. Last but not the least, I thank the sponsor for this whole event. Sorry, he wanted to remain anonymous. So I thank him. And our friend Mr. Ramesh Rajan has explained in detail, and he has informed you that we spend very little towards the maintenance of this trust. Overhead is being kept very low. Almost the entire donations we receive is dispersed for the students. And this is how we run the trust. Almost sponsoring we are getting for each and everything. So that is why we keep our overheads very low. That is about 0.5%. And I request all of you to stay and enjoy the lunch after paying due respect to our national anthem. Please.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
ஒரு வேல்யூ ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்கள்ல சார். ஸோ ஒரு வேல்யூ ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணணும், அதுக்காக ஆண்டர்பிரினர். ஸோ இப்போ சார் பேசினாங்க, நிறைய விஷயம் சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து இங்கே யாருக்காவது ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு ஸ்பார்க் ஏற்பட்டால் கூட அது வேறு மாதிரி வரும் சார். ஸோ அந்த
ராக்கெட் மேலே போயிடும்.
2 hours சார் சொன்ன எல்லா விஷயமே அது நல்ல இன்ஃபர்மேஷன், நல்ல ஐடியாஸ் எல்லாமே ரொம்ப இன்ஃபர்மேட்டிவாக இருந்தது சார். தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் தட் சார்.